Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl here, Stephanie, in the building. If you're new to my channel, do subscribe to my channel, turn on your bell notification for new video every single week. And if you're returning to my channel, guys, welcome back, and thank you for all my new subscribers who have subscribed to my channel in the last few days. And I'm so sorry, guys, I have not been posting a lot because I've got quite a lot going on in the background, but I will try to keep it up and keep posting new videos every week for you guys. I'm really sorry. And guys, as you can see on the title of this video, this is different from the normal video that I usually post on my channel, but I just want to share with you guys my experience and my testimony, and if it will be able to help someone out there, why not? So without further ado, let's dive into this topic. So guys, in the last few days, I've gone through quite a lot of emotional roller coaster and even medical roller coaster, and I just decided to share this with you guys because, as you can see on the previous clip, I have been dancing and praising my God. I'm a Christian and I believe in God. I have faith, and I know that there's someone up there who has been looking after me, who has brought me this far. And you know, if you're happy to sit around and listen to this, fine. If you're not a Christian and you don't want to listen to it, that is okay as well. So sometime around the beginning of this year, I was noticing some changes with my breast, my two breasts, and I went to see the doctor. And when I went to see the doctor, he found a lump on my breast, which was very scary. You know, I'm the kind of person that I brush things to the back of my head a lot, but this actually broke me. I actually cry. I cry about so many things, but I don't cry about things about myself. I cry about things that is affecting other people or people close to me, but I never ever take the time to think about my own self, my own life. I never cry about anything that is actually affecting me. So, but for the first time, I was like in tears, I was crying. And I was supposed to go for a proper screening with a breast consultant in March. But that was cancelled because that was when all this COVID became really crazy, and so many appointments in the hospitals were cancelled, and including mine was cancelled as well. So I had to wait since March. I had to wait till like on Tuesday when that was done. So come back to this week. So on Monday, I received a call from the breast clinic, and the lady was like, we have an appointment for you tomorrow. We've started taking appointment back, and we've got a slot for you tomorrow if you'll be able to make it. And everything just came back to me, and it was just, I was like, oh my God. Like, I've been thinking about it, and I've been hoping that I would get some sort of, you know, I'll get to see the doctor and know what is happening so I can move on with my life. But at the back of my head as well, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to know what was happening. I didn't want to know the result, because I already said to my mom, if this is a breast cancer, just let me die, just leave me alone. I don't want medication, I don't want any treatment, because I'm the kind of person, I hate tablets, I hate injections, I hate everything that has to do with medical treatment. I really don't like it, and my body just shut down when I feel pain, or I feel like I've got to be injected or meds. I just cannot deal with it. So I had already accepted that at the back of my mind, and I've already said that to my mom, which she was like, oh, don't say things like that, and you know, typical mom will say. But anyways, I went to see them on Tuesday, and I went through the scan, and so the doctor examined me, and he was like, yeah, I can feel what the lump that the doctor felt, my doctor felt. So he sent me for an ultrasound. Guys, I know this is crazy, this is funny, but everybody else talk about ultrasound, and I always relate ultrasound to pregnancy, to, you know, when you're pregnant and you go and hear the baby's heartbeat on ultrasound. But for my case, it was the other way around. I was going for ultrasound for my breast. So when I was laying there for some reason, I just felt like I was gonna see a heartbeat instead of to check for my breast. I just, like, that picture of ultrasound just came to my head, and for some reason I was like thinking I was gonna see the hollow thingy that you see on ultrasound, and you're gonna hear the heartbeat. That was what I imagined, but my case was nowhere close to it. So anyways, the doctor did the ultrasound, and he saw that I had cyst. So cyst is like a gland that produces milk in the breast. So mine had a lot of fluid, and it's got a lot of packets of fluid as well, which it has. And there was one that was quite a big one, which that was what the doctor was feeling, but there were quite a few other packets as well of fluid that it has produced, which can, apparently it's normal, and it has to do with like hormonal changes and all that. So, but it wasn't anything cancerous, it wasn't anything to be worried about. They did a biopsy, and they took a sample of it, which they were going to send off to get the result. But you know, it was good news for me because it wasn't anything to worry about, and apparently it was something that was normal on so many female. So you know, I was quite grateful for that good news, and that really relieved a lot that I have been carrying since I found out about that lump. You know, when you find out things like this, you kind of think about the worst straight away. You start researching, you start thinking of what could have gone wrong, what you've done wrong. You know, I'm a kind of person that I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I've lived that life because I just don't want to deal with all these like health problems. I know that doesn't guarantee you, but that was my choice of life, and I just feel like, because I don't like medication, I don't like anything medical, let me just live my life the best that I can and the cleanest that I can, just to avoid those things. But you know, I just want to say that it was clear, and everything was good, and you know, it was such a good news for me. And the second good news, guys, so I had two good news in a period of 12 hours, and you know, this second one is just mind-blowing. So sometime last year, my car broke down, and I have a friend who has quite a lot of cars because he's a car dealer and he sells cars and all that. So I called him, and I borrowed one of his cars. So with my car, I had insurance to drive any car, and also with his car, I made sure that I called DVLA. So DVLA is like the guys that deal with driving and all that in the UK. So I called DVLA, and I checked with them that the car was insured, it was taxed, and it was MOT. So in the UK, before you drive a car or any car, that car has to have MOT. MOT is like a checkup every year to make sure that your car is worthy to be on the road, to make sure that your car is not like broken, or it's not going to just like like there's nothing hanging off it. It's safe to be on the road. And insurance, obviously, to insure you in case you hit someone or someone hits you or something like that. And road tax, so to have your car in the road or to park your car anywhere, your car has to have a tax. So these are the things that we have to pay for, guys, in the UK. Students coming to the UK, think about it. So if you're coming to the UK, the taxes, the things to pay for is just ridiculous. Like it's crazy. But yes, these are the things that your car has to have before you drive it on the road in the UK. So I made sure all these things were clear before I collected the car. And this was June last year. So I collected the car, and one morning I was driving the car on a Sunday morning, and I got stopped by the police. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, why is it stopping me? So the police, the guy came and he was like, oh, I've stopped you because your car registration is not coming up on my computer screen or whatever. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that means. I don't know why that is. So he collected my license, he collected my insurance, and he found out that the car was cloned. So what this meant was that the number plate on the car was not supposed to be the number plate. So the car's number plate is different from what was displaying on the car, which I had no knowledge of this, and even the owner of the car didn't even know about it. And he has been driving this car, nobody has ever stopped him. He has even driven me in this car, nobody has ever stopped him. I was driving this car for like a month before I got stopped. So where is all this information coming from, and why are you telling me all this now? So anyways, the police was like, oh, the real number plate on the car is not insured, is not taxed, is not MOT. But I said to him, but well, I didn't know about all this. And the number plate I believe I'm driving, which is the car I honestly believe I am driving, I checked it and it was insured, it was taxed, and it was MOT, and I have my own insurance as well. He was like, oh, we're going to do you for driving a car with no MOT, no tax, and no insurance. And I was like, oh, bless my soul. Like, does it really get any better in this country? So he seized the car. And they sold the car to keep it in their police fund. But anyways, it didn't end there. He seized the car, and they sent me a letter to say that I was driving a car with no MOT and no tax. And I sent their letter back, and I was like, no, the car that I was driving had MOT and tax. If the car was cloned, I had no clue about it, and there was no way that I could have found out about this. So I sent the letter back. I've not received any correspondence back from that. But the main one that they were chasing me for now is the insurance. And the insurance, which is the big deal. MOT, tax, that is not much of a big deal here. Like if you get caught for driving with no MOT, they will just, they will just fine you £100 and that's it. But if you're caught for driving with no tax, you would just have to go and get a new tax and then backdate it and pay for all the time that you've not been paying. So that no biggie. But insurance is where the big one comes. So insurance, you will get fined £300 and you will get 6 points on your license. So having points on your license, guys, you can have up to 12 points. And after 12 points on your license, you will get banned from driving. So imagine having 6 points straight away on my license. So that means I only have another 6 points allowance, and if I do anything wrong again, my license will be taken away. So a few months later, last year, they sent me a letter to plead guilty that I was driving with no insurance. So the tax and MOT one, they've discarded that one. They didn't come back to me with that one, but now they're trying to chase me up with the insurance one. So they sent me that letter to plead guilty and get 6 points on my license and a fine of £300. And they said if I plead guilty, they'll give me like a discount. I don't know how that works. Like they'll give me like a discount. I said no, I do not plead any guilty, because first of all, I did my due diligence as a driver to find out to ring DVLA and confirm that the car that I was driving was insured, tax and MOT, and I had my insurance. So I sent their letter back and I was like, I do not plead guilty, take me to court. So this was last year before the coronavirus situation happened, and I didn't hear anything from them again. And you know, I was always praying about it, and I was like, God, help me so that this case, you know, just goes away, they don't come back to me, nothing happens. So when coronavirus started, I was like, woo, haha, I'm sure, you know, the case must have gone away or whatever. Girl, no. So in May, I received a letter, the worst letter of my life, and my heart literally sank. So I received that letter and that really sank my heart. So the letter was a summon to court. So I got this letter asking me to come to court, and on the 24th of June, I was like, oh my God, okay. I've never been to court before. I don't know what to do. As much as I said, take me to court, I didn't really mean it that way. You know, it was so heartbreaking. It just threw me off. And mind you, I was now dealing with this case and also the fact with my breast situation, which I didn't know what was going on. So at the end of it, I went for my breast screening on the 23rd of June, and then I had this case on the 24th of June. So it was so much going on in my head. I felt like running away. I felt like the world should come to an end. I had every feeling going on. Like, even at a point, I thought about this celebrity in the UK that killed herself because she had a court case. She committed suicide, and I thought about that, and I was like, no, you commit suicide, you die, but the world still carries on. So this case, why should I do that because of this case? I was like, no, let's face it. So I started ringing some solicitors to see if I can get a lawyer that will represent me in court. So I rang quite a few of them, and the lowest price that I got for this solicitor to represent me, literally the solicitor will be saying what I said to him, was £950. I was like, so I rang my friend that gave me the car, and I said to him, this is the situation, I've rang some solicitor and this is the cheapest I've got. He was like, just go and represent yourself, because solicitors are for people that can't speak. Go there, stand when it's your time, you know, represent yourself, say your bit. As much as the money was so much, and it wasn't like I didn't have the money, but I wasn't ready to pay that money for a solicitor. Like, I just wasn't ready to release that kind of money. So I was like, okay, I would go and represent myself. So I had my breast screening on the 23rd, and then on the 24th, I got ready. That was one good news to start with. After I had my breast screening and I had that good news, I was like, okay, this is enough good news to keep me going for tomorrow, which is like the court hearing. So I went down there in the morning because I've never been to a court before. I don't know how it works, and I was representing myself. So I decided to go early so I can sit and watch other people's case, see what they do, how they do it, you know, so I can learn from whatever they're doing so I can represent myself. The closest I've come to is watching Judge Judy. So, you know, that was the best experience that I had. But you know, I went there in the morning. You know, I got there about 9 in the morning, and I got in the courtroom, I got searched, and I went to the reception, and the guy was like, so what are you here for? And I gave him my name. I told him I had a case at 2 p.m. My hearing was at 2 p.m. but I was there by 9 a.m. So he was like, he looked through the book of all the cases that they had for that day, and he was like, your name is not here. I was like, Jesus Christ, Jesus, you are Lord. He was like, okay, I'll check on the system to see. He checked on the system, there was nothing on my case. So he was like, I'll go speak to my boss. He went, he spoke to his boss, he came back and he said to me, your case has been withdrawn by the police. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, Jesus is Lord. Jesus, he is the way, the truth, and the light. And if you believe in God, he will never forsake you. He never fails. I prayed about it. I had everybody praying, fasting. I fasted that week. I was fasting when I went to the court. My mom, her co-workers, everybody was literally fasting. My pastors, they were all fasting for this case. We're all praying. And I was thinking, you know, I never ever even thought that the case would be withdrawn. I just wanted to win the case. And literally, God withdrew that case for me. I was so grateful when they said that when he said that to me. I was like, give me my paper, let me start going before you guys change your mind. I didn't even know the entrance and the exit. I was not even looking anymore. I was just going out of anywhere that I can see the door was open. I was just heading. So I left there. I called my mom. I was crying. I think I was in shock because when I came out of the courtroom, I went to my car and I was just pacing around my car. I was just walking around my car. And then I was like, okay, get in your car then. So I got in my car and I just started crying. I called my mom and I was just crying. I was like, God has done it. He's done it before and he has done it again. I was so grateful. I was so happy. You know, I just wanted to share this testimony, and I also want to pass a message across, and this is something that is going on in this period. I just wanted to say this is what we as Black people experience in this country. I don't know whatever has made them or made the police withdraw that case, but I believe if it was a white person, there is no way that she would, if it was a white lady, there was no way that she would have even gone through this experience. Because how are you taking me to court for driving a car that I never even had any idea about, that it was not the plate number showing on it is not the actual plate number? How was I supposed to know? I didn't have that computer system to check. I didn't have that sort of intelligence idea or whatever. I only did my bit to call the DVLA to find out that this car was taxed, insured, and MOT. And which was something that I was ready to go to court and stand up there and speak to the magistrate or the judge or whatever. I was ready to say to them, look, this is what happened. There was no way I could have known that. I just wanted someone to hear my side of the story outside that police officer, because it was my word against the police officer. And I just wanted someone else to hear my side of the story. Then if they find me guilty, then okay, fair one, but at least I fought. But I just wanted to say, this is how we keep fighting. This is how we keep trying to push to get the justice that we deserve. It's such a shame. It's so unfortunate that we had to go through all this process. And they withdrew the case. They didn't even tell me until I had to go to court to find out. So the case was even withdrawn on the 20th of May. And this was 24th of March for my case. Nobody said anything to me and I went to court. But, you know, I just wanted to thank God. And I just wanted to say that I was so grateful in myself that I did not plead guilty when they sent me that letter. Because if I had pleaded guilty, if I was one of those that was too scared to go to court or just cannot be bothered, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna take the 6 points and the 300 pounds and take it as a chin and move on. Imagine, like, I would have been fined 300 pounds and 6 points on my license, because I was even saying to myself, I don't care about the 300 pounds, but it's just that 6 points on your license that I couldn't get away from, because it doesn't just affect your life, it does affect your insurance. The next day, your insurance would literally go high, because the points that you have on your license, they would see you as not a very capable driver, and anybody that is insuring you will see you as a risk, so they would charge you more. And this was all the things that I was thinking about. And imagine if I had pleaded guilty. So I just wanted to use this opportunity to encourage anybody out there who is going through whatever, you know, sometimes in life you've got to fight your battles. I know there are some battles that are not worth fighting. You have to pick your battle. But if you know that you haven't done anything wrong, you're on the right, or even if you've done something wrong, sometimes it's worth fighting. Like, just fight it and see what comes out of it. Don't just be too comfortable accepting anything that anybody says to you, because especially when you're a black male or a black female, life is not bed of roses for us, especially if you're not in your country. Life is not bed of roses for us. We have to fight for what we have, you know, and just keep fighting in life. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this. I don't want to keep ranting, so see you guys. Bye.